Okay. Hello. I'm making this video to explain some concepts of shading and all that for my friend, and I figured it'd be helpful for other people too. So, we're going to pick a color to shade on. I'm going to pick blue. So we got this blue. Actually, no, I'm gonna pick yellow. Alright. So what multiply does is it kind of, I'm not technical at all, but this is kind of like it overlays onto the color and kind of darkens it, if that makes sense. Like, here's multiply, here's normal. And that is helpful for shading because usually when you're shading, you're blocking in shadows and all that. So now I'm going to show you an example of cell shading. I'm gonna do a really quick little doodle here. I don't know why my pressure is being weird. Fucking whatever. Bro, why is that? They're doing construction right when I'm trying to do this. Okay, so all right. So we got our little guy, and let's say he's a yellow alien. Little yellow skin. And blue eyes. Great. Oh, the thing I didn't mention is multiply. It kind of like helps you color in the liner. Like if we were to normal, it'd be like this. But you can use multiply to color over it without like putting it under layer. Anyways, so we're gonna use multiply for this. And when you're shading, you can use whatever fucking color you want, but like purple does look good with yellow. Purple often looks good with a lot of colors, but it all depends. It's like color theory and shit, like complementary colors. If you look up complementary colors, usually complementary colors for shading works really well. So this is what cell shading is. It's basically just blocks of color that you use as shadows. And there we go. And you can see that part of the face is in shadows. When you're shading, it's ideal to have a light source. Ah, shit. So you can kind of tell the light is coming from here. Like this kind of area. You don't have to have a light source if you don't want to. You can fuck around, but like if you want it to look natural, usually you want to have a light source. Now there's different kinds of shading, so I'm going to show you rendering next. Rendering is more painterly, so let's now you have to start with cell shading to get any kind of rendering, because you know you have to have a base color and then you kind of render on top of that. So it's kind of like you blend. Think of it like you're painting with acrylics or like watercolor or anything of the sort. you have to blend the colors. It's going to look more painterly. You can 100% make it look smooth. Rendering can be smooth if you're really good at blending, but this is an example, so I'm not going to full out render because rendering takes a long fuck ass time. Anyways, that is rendering. A really shitty example of it, but you know, usually like rendering would have more colors in it, and you could have more obvious light source, like over here. Lighting, you know, this is not that good, but it's for example, you get what I'm trying to do. Um, yeah, so you would just like that. Um, and another would be, it's kind of like rendering, but kind of not. It's like airbrush. I don't know if the specific term, but it's like, oops, 1 second. You pick the color and you airbrush it on. You could also airbrush it away. I think that would be more appropriate for what we're doing. And you would just, yeah, I would be very careful with airbrushing, because if you do it wrong, like if you overdo it is what I mean. Like if you overdo it, it can look a bit off. But honestly, it's your art. Do whatever the fuck you want. And there's other styles of shading. There's like cross hatching, where it would be like the shadow would be like this. That's hatching, not cross hatching. Cross hatching would be like this. And there's like a ton of other shit, but this whole thing is just the basics to get you started. So yeah, I hope this helped in some way, and that's it.